Yeah,
for
I
a
mean,
quiet start.
obviously made it a little too close than it should have been, but we found a way to win, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. How this is you've been here for this is your second year. How different is it to have the artillery now to be able to win a game like this where you need to score some goals?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year was a tough year overall for a team. Obviously, a lot happened throughout the year. So I think starting from camp, we kind of hit the ground running. We found our identity. Um, we know that we have to work hard, and everything else will come after it. And I think we've showed that so far this season. And I think we've been improving as a team overall, game in and game out. And we just got to continue to climb up and keep getting better as a team.
You guys had a number of games like this last year where the leads just kind of kept steadily going and then they all the way out.
Yeah.
This isn't the only time this year where it's kind of gone that way, but then you've stopped it and won. I mean, how much progress can you take out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, if you date back since last year's camp, I think we've grown a lot as a team. And, as a young team, you need experience. You got to find the ways. You got to learn how to win. And I think that's what we've showed so far this year is that we're learning how to win and playing with the lead and taking care of that lead.
How impressed have you been with Voronkov? I assume you've known him a bit here.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, he's a big body, plays a smart game, can make plays. Overall, just a great player that has a big impact on the team.
Do we really know how good he can be? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, it's still his second year. I'm sure, if he continues the same way, he's going to get better and going to be even a better player.
The win ties you in points for a wild card spot. I know the game's in hand, but just how much of an accomplishment is that, just given everything that the team has gone through this season?
I mean, anytime you go into the season, no matter what you have, on the team or whatever happens with the team, your goal is to make the playoffs and then see what happens. And right now, our goal is to get better as a team and to make the playoffs, however way that that is, whether it's a wild card or even better.
You guys obviously want to win every single game, and every loss hurts. But last game, it seemed like it was even more of a sting. How important was it just to kind of bounce back, get a win in this one, and erase that one?
Yeah, I mean. Obviously when you lose in the last minutes, it definitely stings. But I mean, whether you lost, 5-4 or 4-0 at the end of the day, it shows that we didn't get the 2 points that we should have. And I think we were able to turn the page right away the following day in practice. We came in, had a meeting, and I think we responded well.
I guess first question, Ronnie, is how does it feel to be playing as well as you're playing right now?
Какие у тебя ощущения, то, что ты хорошо сейчас так играешь?
Такие ощущения, нам тренер доверяет, мы играем по 20 минут. Я думаю, это нормально, что мы забиваем, отдаем.
Yeah, he says that, the coach trusts him and his line to go out there, play 20 or more minutes, and, it's their job to contribute, and I think, that's what they've done so far.
How much of your success is due to your line mates, due to playing with Monahan and Marchenko?
Насколько, твоя личная удача зависит от игроков по тройке?
Мы, конечно, мы друг друга дополняем, нашу тройку. Каждый Марчелло бегает, я борюсь, Мони отдает. Так что каждый друг друга дополняет, и у нас получается хорошая химия.
Yeah, he says that, they have a good chemistry. Everyone does what they're supposed to do. Marchi moves around a lot. He battles, wins, puck battles, gets the puck back. Monty passes a lot. So I think he says they have a really good chemistry and it's working. And obviously they all, depend on each other.
Where did you develop your soft hands?
Откуда у тебя такие мягкие ручки? He says he doesn't know, but that's just, I guess practicing a lot.
Dmitri, you're on pace for 30 goals. Is this production, this ability to score goals, surprising in any way?
Ты, если сейчас, посчитать, то ты приблизительно идешь, что ты 30-ку забьешь к концу сезона. Тебя это удивляет как-то или нет?
Да нет, но я тренируюсь, работаю для этого.
And he says, not surprising. He works hard, he plays hard, and yeah, he's going to continue to do the same thing.
Has the NHL game slowed down for you in the second season?
Он говорит, типа во втором сезоне чуть-чуть игра, знаешь, замедлилась, не так быстро все кажется, попривычнее стало.
Да уже нормально влился уже.
Yeah, he said
Больше 100 игр уже получается.
yeah, he says he's used to it now. He feels comfortable.
How much confidence did he bring into this season from last year?
Сколько, говорит, ты уверенности с собой принес с прошлого сезона в этот сезон?
Не знаю, у меня все заебись.
He say everything's good for him all the time, so he's always confident.
How fun was that third period, or not fun was that third period?
It was a good time. I mean, it's hockey. They had a push there. We weathered it, and we did well, and got the win. It was a lot of fun. It's the way hockey goes.
After the way that game started, the first couple of periods, did that come out of nowhere? The third period, just how it was 2-0 after 2, and then boom, I think it was like 8 goals in the third period.
Yeah, there was a lot of goals, but that can happen at any time. I mean, they're a good team. They played last night, so maybe they had a bit of a slow start, and maybe they found their game in the third, and that's what caused that. But yeah, they're a team that likes to go. We knew they were going to try and score their goals at the end there, and it was going to get run and gun, and all that matters, we ended up with the win.
How good does it feel for you to start seeing some goals go in? I know you've been snake bitten a little bit as the season's gone on.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good. I feel like I've been getting the opportunity, and they're just falling now.
Last year we saw quite a few games like this one where you had a lead, steadily kind of went away, and then lost the game. You guys are winning more of these games now. What's the biggest difference, do you think?
I don't know. We're just holding it down. We're not letting the goals in. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're keeping it out of our net. That's the best I can say.
Is there an experience factor, maybe with some of the younger guys, and then also having some of the veterans calming things down a little bit?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, could have to do with that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the guys are sticking to their system out there. They're doing well with the 6-on-5 stuff, and are keeping it out of our net. So it's going well.
How about that pass from Werenski? Was there eye contact there? Was that just a feel from both of you?
Yeah, that's something I've talked to him about before, where if he's behind the net and one of their D's changing or one of their D's pinches, I'm going to take off and try and get the pass on the outside. And we talked about it maybe 2 weeks ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I think once I saw him come around the net, we both kind of remembered that, and I went for it, and he put it right on my tape. It was perfect, so it's great.
Has that happened, worked before, or is this?
Yeah, I kind of started learning that in juniors at Chicago Steel. That's something we worked on a lot there, just passing it to the outside so that you can still preserve the space and protect the puck. And if you can get it on the rush like that, it ends up getting a rush that way. So it worked well.
The win gives you guys tied in points for the last playoff spot now. How much does that just show the progress that the overall team has made to be in a position now that these games just really matter?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, that's something we've been working for all year, something that we were confident we were going to be able to do coming into the season, and we didn't want to be satisfied with just being tied in that spot. We want to be able to jump into those positions there and jump to the playoffs this year.
You guys have been kind of dominant on home ice. Another 6 goals scored tonight, leading the NHL in goals scored on home ice. What does it mean to be here in Nationwide Arena for you guys?
It's great. I mean, fans are awesome. We love playing in front of them. They're great. They show it every night. I'm sure when the guys are at home in their beds, getting their naps in their beds and eating the right foods that they usually do, I'm sure that helps. And there's a level of comfortability, but fans are great. We love coming out and playing in front of our fans.
Dean, after a kind of impressive but defensive first couple of periods, could you have seen that third period coming, and how do you think you handled it?
You know what? We made some mistakes in the first 2 as far as allowing them to get some chances off the rush. We didn't like our commitment to knock people down or defend really hard in front of our net. They were obviously just throwing some pucks there, and they caught a couple of breaks, a couple of bounces. But we need to get a little firmer in front of the net in those situations where Elvis doesn't have to compete so hard to find pucks. It should be we should have people away from our net. But that team, although they do score off of the rush, they're a gritty group that gets to the net, and they had a lot of will, and so we bent a little bit, but we'll correct some stuff down around our net, but for the most part, we liked our game.
You chose to stick with the 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. What went into that decision, and what did you see in this game that kind of makes you want to go back to it?
Well, I'll be completely honest. LeBanc was supposed to play tonight, but his wife's having a baby. Had a baby.
I'm still waiting for the update.
Yeah, yeah. So I shouldn't have said that because it's not my place. But so he was going to play, but so that pushed us into 11-7 again.
On the topic of bending and not breaking, is that a sign of growth with your team and be able to handle that kind of a storm like that, like you did in the third?
Yeah,
quarter?
for sure. Right now we can watch some video in a couple of days. We'll take tomorrow off, but we'll watch video in a couple of days. Obviously, we'll watch and break it down, and then we'll have a video session with the group of, maybe there's some things that there'll be some things that we want to correct. To not allow the chances or the goals at the end. But yeah, I mean, we kept coming back and, there was no quit in our game. Did we want to get into a track meet or a run and gun and whatever it was at the end? No. We wanted to just lock it down. But yeah, we've got a learning experience.
Dean, I imagine you didn't really know Zach Werenski prior to getting here. Can you just give us your thoughts on him as a player and as a leader now?
I don't think, I know I'm not articulate enough to explain or to say how great a player and or person he is. He's been, he's so good offensively, but he's also fantastic defensively, and he's a pro that goes about his business that we all look to, not just the players. I mean, we're all watching how he conducts himself, and in different situations, pressure situations, he just goes about his business. So he's been everything for us this season. There's no question about that.
Numbers-wise and everything else, it's an amazing season he's in the midst of.
Yeah, and like I say, offensively, sure, that's fantastic, right? And I don't actually know the numbers, but I just know that his presence in there is not. He doesn't walk through the room and it's like, I'm Zach Werenski. I'm one of the guys. I'm just trying to help, trying to teach, trying to lead, and our group's following in that. And when coaches can talk till they're blue in the face about leadership and team first and all that kind of stuff, but when you have people like him and say Monty up front too, that it's just such a better teaching tool for your team than coaches barking at them all the time.
Have you gotten him to smile yet?
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Oh,
Got him
yeah.
to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, no, you guys don't know all of them.
I was going to ask, we touched on this yesterday. It kind of feels like yesterday's practice, you guys moved past the tough game in the last game. But was it also important to kind of follow that up and just get a good winning feeling out of it?
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's one thing to address it yesterday, practice, and it's gone. But then if something happened again tonight, negative, maybe it hangs around a little bit. But having said that, I think our group would have been fine either way. They're building that resilience. They're building, that whole pack mentality or whatever you want to call it. That they stick together. And something like that happened. We stuck together. But it's a good point. It's nice to get reinforced positively after that.
You're not a big numbers guy necessarily, but are you aware of the 40 points and being tied points-wise with the last team in the playoffs in the East? And I'm guessing the players may check that. Just what kind of a boost can that be to see their names up there in the hunt still?
Yeah, listen, you're right. That's all new to me. I mean, obviously I check and I look every now and then, but it's not like we don't have boards, we don't have, that type of stuff. But yeah, when the guys know that we're in, more importantly than know that we're in the hunt, the more importantly they know when they come in the dressing room every night for a game, we have a chance to win. Like, we have a chance to win every single night. And that's what I think is exciting for the group, gets them jacked. If we do that, then sure, then you'll accumulate, and hopefully at the end of the day, we'll take that first step, which we've talked about, of making the playoffs. But we've got a long way to go, and it's nice to get, again, reinforced with that. So, yeah, if the guys are motivated, like, everybody gets motivated different ways. Like, so if a guy, wants to watch the standings and gets jacked that we're right there, perfect.
At the end there, when it looks like the walls are starting to kind of cave in a little bit, how can you speak to just how important it is to have Monahan out there, Werenski out there, Olivier, some of your older guys to just kind of calm things down and be like, hey, we're okay here.
Yeah, it's important. Although it looked like it was chaotic a bit, when they're coming, and there was no panic. Like, there's no, yelling and, going crazy on the ice or on the bench. It was just, okay, like, we just go about our business. I think that allows us to go out that next shift and have a chance to score, which we were able to do. But, just calm down and get the job done end of the day, even though maybe the shift before we didn't get the job done. It allows us to do that. So, yeah, I think our even keel mentality has been real good.